Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. If it's Wednesday, you know what that means. It's time for another Wildcat Wednesday segment, courtesy of our friends at the K-State Extension Office. In this week's segment, we're talking about the Makers Faire and Extension Expo. Welcome to the show, both of you. There's a lot to talk about this morning, and you've brought some really neat-looking things. Let's dive right in. First, what exactly is the Makers Faire?
So the Makers Faire is basically going to be a festival. It's a festival demonstrating everything that we at K-State Extension does, but also a lot of the local crafters and vendors and people that create things in the community too. And so we've kind of put those two together because we actually work together a lot in a lot of things that we do. And so really it's a showcase of everything at Extension and the local crafters have to do.
And there's some pretty neat looking crafts here on this table right now. What are some of the things that you've brought in?
Yeah, so this is just a very small sampling of what we'll have there. Just little epoxy crafts and handcrafted cups, cutting boards, and little like 3D printers.
Yeah, so we have the Idea Shop in Pittsburgh, the Fab Lab in Independence, and they can print things like this on a 3D printer and make their own items to sell, keychains, jewelry, as well as laser engraving on wood. So metalsmithing, these are all entrepreneurs that we've worked with in Extension, and we're excited to help promote their crafts to the community.
Why is it so important to have these resources available here?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons for, a lot of these small crafters, and a lot of them do, before their own hobbies, of course, and just things they like to create. But some of them, they'll actually turn it into basically a small business is what they're doing. And so it's a creation of a small business into something that of their passion that they like to do.
And then in terms of the Makers Faire, how does that benefit those that are maybe just getting into this and looking to see what they can do and see what others think? Is that something that's beneficial for those just diving in?
Yes, and so the Makers Faire, we're going to have a whole lot of things involved. And so we're going to have a lot of other agencies that come with us too, so like the Conservation District, the Kansas Forest Service, we'll have the local libraries there, the county boroughs as well. And a lot of these agencies are coming together to kind of put this, our right foot forward, honestly, and to show everything that we have and be involved. But there's also, as agents, we're going to do a lot of demonstrations ourselves, and so showcasing Extension. We're going to have tours around the Southeast Center, basically going to see the fields and the crops and the cows and all that stuff. And I'm personally going to be doing some demonstrations, along with my fellow ag agents. They're going to be doing demonstrations and like cooking demos as well. A bunch of fun stuff, all sorts of kid activities too. We're going to have so many fun kid activities that day. So it's really a celebration.
We manage the 4-H program, so there'll be a whole tent with a petting zoo, project demonstrations, a fair of kids showing off their projects they didn't send to the state fair, and just lots of hands-on things like sail cars, rocket building, wetland model learning. So a great event for the whole family.
And of course, you just mentioned the state fair that everybody was participating in. There's the Makers Faire as well. Why is it so important to be able to get out there and showcase these different things that we can do?
I think it provides inspiration. It shows us that things like this are possible. It gets people excited. People are ready to get together again. So why not just kind of celebrate each other's accomplishments and get ideas for yourself?
And do you find that, folks that maybe aren't involved yet go out to, say, the Makers Faire, see some of these things, and then reach out to you all and say, hey, how can I get started?
Absolutely. We have those resources that we can connect you to, like the maker spaces in our district. And then we have we're hoping to demonstrate things with our extension agents that then you can go home and keep doing on your own, whether it's a recipe that you learn or some exercises or nutrition facts, or maybe signing up for 4-H and getting your kid involved in a project that they have a passion for that they saw an example of.
All right. Well, Francis James, thank you so much. We're going to have you stick around because we're going to come back in a few minutes and we're going to talk more about the Makers Faire itself and everything you need to know when the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 returns.